is the black culture trash. Watch this little clip.
You studied today's black culture is trash. Ain't nothing positive about black culture. We're not highlighting spelling bee winners. We don't talk about the newest black business that's doing good. When you go on social media, you look at some of the most trending videos and trending topics. It ain't black empowerment. It ain't uplifting black people. When you look at our movies, we ain't got no black heroes. Black culture has black propaganda. Hitler used propaganda to get the Germans to turn on the Jews. We use propaganda for our culture. We propagate pimps, gangsters, killers, womanizers, robbers, deceit, being unfaithful. We got some propaganda, homie, that's brainwashing.
And shout out, if y'all don't know who that is Charleston, and you can find a lot of his interviews on this channel or on, what's the other channel called? The Coke?
Don't do coke in the bathroom.
Don't do coke in the bathroom. So you'll see private interviews that Anton has done with Charleston. But I'm going to go to the ladies first because y'all men need to drink some water, you know. Whoosah. But I want to go to Sarah first. Sarah, from your perspective.
Wow. We go to Sarah first?
Wow.
On black culture, we go
Way
to
to
Sarah
put me
first.
on the spot here.
Hey! This is a judgment.
We going to black culture, Sarah?
Wait, it's a judgment-free zone. If Jenna was up here, I would ask her the same thing.
We can get her up here. Let me get Jenna on the panel.
Yeah, you want to get Jenna available? Because I don't think. Flash, are you there? But from Jenna, I'm not Jenna. Sarah, from your perspective, do you think the black culture is trash?
Well, that's a loaded question. My God,
you might want to.
So if we're, well, I mean, if we're talking about propaganda, like they were saying in the clip, like I think propaganda is something that's happening across the culture. Like I don't think it's just happening in black culture. I think it's happening like universally. Like if we're talking about like American culture, I think the propaganda is hitting everybody. I think it might be hitting different cultures differently, although I do think there's overlap, but I think that there's definitely a propaganda happening. I'm your local like crazy conspiracy theory person. So like, I'll be the first person to say that I think that I don't know who's in charge of it, but you know, there's people out there that are trying to mind control us with the media and things like that. I mean, I think the examples they were using in this clip were targeted primarily at the black community, but I think you're seeing it universally with social media, mainstream media. I've been seeing it like in mainstream media long before social media was a thing. We're really brainwashing everybody as a way to control us, to make money off of us. And I mean, I think if you look at just the examples they were showing in this particular clip, I mean, one of the things that was really eye-opening to me, which I didn't know up until a couple of years ago, is that a lot of the heads of a lot of these, like the hip hop labels, major hip hop labels, Jay-Z included, I don't remember the other names, but his was the one that I remembered. They actually own stock in a lot of prisons. So they're creating music kind of glorifying crime and all these kind of things. And then when they actually have their listeners commit those crimes and not get away with it, they make money off of them going to prison. So you actually have like the powers that be at the top that are really just like making money by corrupting their listeners. And I think you could see it generally with, you know, exploiting women. I mean, you're kind of encouraging men to commit crimes, which ends with them in jail, makes more money in prisons. You see it with encouraging women. And I think this is across the board. I don't think this is just in the black communities, but I think generally speaking, we're promoting a lot of propaganda for women in general to be more promiscuous, which creates more single mothers.
Wait, but Sarah, question. Yeah. You can talk how you want, but where do you see it being more trash? What culture? On social media? No? You think all of them are equally trash?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's like she's saying, listen, white supremacists promote black dysfunction. That's just what it is. But there's white dysfunction, there's Asian dysfunction, there's Hispanic dysfunction, there's dysfunction all over the place. But these things with black people get promoted all the time. You understand what I'm saying? Just even within hip hop music, like she was saying, that there's a big push for the gangster shit, all this other stuff, and all these other genres of music that's, you know, has a lot of white people as the top, you don't hear that type of stuff. But in black culture, you do. So yeah, there's dysfunction everywhere. Just like when they say black on black crime, there's also white on white crime. There's also Asian on Asian crime. You see what I'm saying? But you never hear them say that in those communities. It's always black on black crime because it's going to perpetuate the stereotype that this is just how black people are. I
think they don't use it in those communities because they have strong foundations of families. I think we do have to take note to know that they have put things in place in order to destroy the nuclear family of the black people, and then they use our plot to get a piece of what we owe, what they owe us, and now they're pushing that other agenda. So they're using us. This has been a plan, but the reason why we don't hear it in a lot of these other communities is because they got strong fathers in the household. They got strong fathers that run the family and keep the culture in place. Like toxic sales, and it sells. Like the number one buyers of hip hop, we all know, are not even us, but they don't. Their communities don't mirror it because they got fathers in the household to control the anarchy. So we have to understand, like, if the reason why we are in this position is because we as men, we have not taken control of our families like we should have, and we're allowing a level of toxicity to come in our homes. Now if I talk to my father would be like, no, the black culture is fine. It's the nigga culture that's promoted. So at the end of the day, we're talking about the nigga culture, and we're not talking. There's triads, there's white trash, there's all type of small pockets. But for us, ours is coming in entertainment, and because we're in entertainment and athletics, what is that? The most promoted. Right. So because it's the most promoted, we're going to see it more on social media. We're going to see it more in the world's eyes. So biggest music in the world is not even rock, it's hip hop. So if it's going to be hip hop is talking about what? From black people. They're going to believe this is how we move. A lot of black people, nobody on this panel, I will hope nobody on this panel is moving like that.
I think that black culture is absolutely trash.
It definitely
100%.
Is. Yeah, 100%. I agree. I'm just saying why.
Because I mean, you can't say that it isn't the worst when 13.6% of the population commits the majority of the violent crimes. The things that we celebrate the most is absolutely trash all the way across the board.
I agree.
I mean, it's very simple for me. Like, yeah, of course you're going to see pockets and you can say, yeah, that, well, crime is committed against people that look or as close to you is based off of proximity. But violent crime is exponentially committed well over any, it don't matter how big the population is. You can go to Asian community, you can go to white people, right? And ultimately it is absolutely trash. The thing that we say is ours, the thing that we love the most, the thing that we promote the most, the thing that we highlight, in my opinion, is just absolutely garbage. 100%.